They'll start out on the ground with Jones. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down.
It may be only a gain of 3 yards, but that back, he deserves a lot more credit on the play. That could have easily been stopped at the line, but his vision and his determination found some space to turn it into that modest gain.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. They'll go again to Jones. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 13 yards, first down, Packers.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
Now a first down carry by Jones. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. Tackle made by Eric Kendricks.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. They fake the give. Now Rodgers. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
The Vikings here hosting Green Bay in the season opener, and they've got one of those quirks in the schedule that is going to work in their favor. They play all 3 of their division home games in the first 5 weeks of the year. After Green Bay today, they'll host Detroit in Week 3 and then Chicago in Week 5.
Off the play fake to Jones. Here's Rodgers. That's complete to John Ross. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 42. A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. To throw is Rodgers. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Nice progress down the field, was halted by that incompletion. They could try for some safe yards here to get things moving again, or keep throwing it and pushing it downfield to try and pick up bigger yardage.
And some space to move right away as he's all the way up to the 30. It's a gain of 12, and the Packers have the first.
How best to describe that one? I'd say right down Broadway on that run.
A straight-ahead running. I think that might be something we see a lot of between the tackles today.
Well, he's enjoying things so far here this afternoon. Sees a crease and bursts through it for a solid gain.
Back to the ground, this time with Jones.
To the 27-yard line.
Not a huge carry there on first down, but not all of them will be. But still, all in all, a positive play for the offense. It's all about picking up at least a few to set up what you're going to do here on 2nd down.
Boys, we got this.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. On play action. Now Rodgers. And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay.
Romeo Doubs.
His first NFL reception goes for 6.
And the Packers are on the board here first in the season opener.
Crosby with the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They start the drive with Cook, and he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Sometimes that's a danger of putting that jumbo set out there. You just get a lot of bodies massed in one location. You can wind up with 18, 20, maybe even all 22 in the box, and there's nowhere to run the football.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Off the play fake, Cousins. Catch is made by Hockenson, the tight end. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot.
Well, partner, that's the start that you want right there. And you know he spent the entire offseason throwing hundreds, I'd probably say thousands of passes, getting ready for that moment. The first throw of the new season. He's dreamed about it, thought about it, and now it's out of the way.
1 for 1, a lot more to go. 3rd and short yardage, Cousins. And now a fumble. The ball's out. And fortunately, he's able to get this one back, so it is a 1st down. Defensively well done to jar that free. I'll tell you what, though, offensively, he's got to be lucky after the catch and the fumble that didn't go too far away from him.
And the way the football is shaped, it's not built to bounce true, is it? It can squirt in any direction and move in any way. He was so lucky. Thank his lucky stars, he was able to get that one back.
It'll be a gain of 5, and it's 2nd down.
So their defense gave up the opening drive touchdown, and now, Charles, they're going to look to work this ball down the field and get the equalizer.
Yeah, there's got to be a little bit of balance in how you're thinking and how you're approaching this game, because the way things go in the NFL today, that opening touchdown often changes your strategy. You feel like you have to match everything right here, right now. I like the way they're being methodical on offense here. Not forcing anything.
23 yards they pick up there. They clearly wanted to come out, Charles, and be aggressive throwing the football, and they've been pretty efficient along with that aggressiveness. He's now 4 of 4 on this opening drive.
Yeah, that's led to a fresh set of downs. I like what he's doing back there. You can tell he's at ease, feels good about what he's doing. And I think if I'm the play caller, I'm reading that, I'm continuing to let him throw the football.
Here's a run on 1st down that doesn't accomplish anything. In fact, he's going to be tackled behind the line for a loss of 1.
An awful lot of congestion in the middle third of the field, but how about our defensive tackle right there? He didn't just hold the line. He provided some push and smacked the ball carrier down for a loss.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. They just do get the play off. Now Cousins. That is caught by Thielen. Touchdown! Adam Thielen with career touchdown number 60. And the Vikings are able to match the opening drive touchdown against them with one of their own. Joseph connects on the extra point, and we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. Keyshawn Nixon now from his end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Cost him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And, Charles, nothing like squaring off with a division opponent, a division rival in Week 1. Do you like that they are matching up this early, or would you prefer a game like this be a few weeks down the road?
I actually like the early matchup for a few reasons, Brent. First of all, it allows you to see that the entire offseason and know, hey, right out of the gate, we're playing a division game. Second part is it spreads them out a little bit. If you just have them bunched up at the end of the year, that's not as much fun watching teams try to survive that gauntlet when you do have injuries down the stretch. And last but not least, let's face it, we're TV people. What a great game to sell right out of the gate.
In motion, the tight end. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Andrew Booth picks it up, and the Vikings are going to take possession of the football.
And looky there, Charles, just acquired, already making an impact on the defensive side of the football.
Maybe not a superstar, but he does a few things well, and I think they'll emphasize that in his new role with this team.
First down, here's the run with Cook. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll take us to the end of the first quarter. 7-7, our score after 1. Got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Throwing is Cousins.
Finding Hawkinson here on the out route. And he's going to get this down near the 25.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You get better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
On 3rd down, Cousins. And that will be incomplete.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing 4th down.
Joseph's got it.
And they take the lead here now at 10-7. So the interception set up a terrific field position, but 3 points being result.
Yeah, we can make this one pretty simple. You always want them drives with points. But that's one that you're going to look back on and probably say, we should have done better there.
Taken at the 15, a short kick. And they got to be pleased with this. He brings it all the way up to the 40-yard line.
Now that's the kind of return you're looking for. To get to that spot on the field, that allows you to do a lot of things on offense.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway.
As the offense comes out here, Charles, maybe perhaps a bit more of a focus on the run game for this drive after tossing an interception on the previous one?
I think that's a good way to look at it and a good way to think about it, but maybe they get to it in a little bit different way because after you throw an interception, you want to make sure you keep your quarterback's confidence high. So maybe give him a couple easy throws that he can complete and then get to the running game and try and get things settled down.
Yeah, it's still in the first half here. A long way to go.
Now a play fake. Rodgers.
He has it complete to Christian Watson.
And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. The catch and run pays off to the tune of 35 yards. And they made no bones about it. They wanted to throw this rookie right into the fire, see what he could do. He shows what he can do there.
And you have to really put the time and effort in because playing a receiver in the NFL is a difficult task. And for a rookie, all that you have to learn to get on the same page with your quarterback, that's excellent coaching, and how about how he's picked things up?
Picking things up in a big way with a big play in his NFL debut.
And he's brought down here just outside of the 20.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. The linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
Quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
That was well played, but that's also an example of a corner who understands his coverage, realized he had support behind him, and could be a little more aggressive in the shorter zone, and did exactly that, knocking that pass away.
And he is going to have the Packers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
I definitely like the play call. You don't expect it on 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, do you? You expect a pass play. Had a little courage there to call the run, and boy, they were successful.
After the run by Jones, here's 1st and 10. Into the red zone, it's Rodgers. And that one's going to be off target and incomplete. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They're giving him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
On 2nd down, it's Jones. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or two because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
The Packers on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. And I don't think he got there, no. He's short by maybe a foot, maybe. Call it 4th of inches.
Some good strong running right there. Some power and some explosiveness just about got him into the end zone.
They'll go with Jones. And this time he is in. Aaron Jones, a 3-yard touchdown run. And the Packers' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. And would you believe it? This is caught in the end zone. And the fake extra point works to extend their lead by 2. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away.
And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And after the field goal last time, see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them want to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
Play fake. Cousins. Out to the left there and complete to the tight end, Hockenson. 3rd catch of this first half for him, and this one is a first down.
Having someone like T.J. Hockenson as your starting tight end makes you feel good as an organization because he finds ways to get open and gives his quarterback a reliable safety net over the middle or even to the edges. Case in point there, that play for a first down.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make 2nd down, 2nd and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
So line of scrimmage still the 39 on 2nd and 10. On play action, Cousins.
That's complete to K.J. Osborne. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play. Never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
Looking for Thielen, but it's intercepted. And the Packers are going to get the football here at their own 40-yard line. Well, that was one I kind of saw coming, Charles. He had a free safety just hanging back there over the middle, waiting, and he saw that ball go in the air, and he jumped on it.
And I don't know why the quarterback didn't see that. That was just your standard cover 3, which means the free safety in the middle of the field, the 2 corners, and they divide the field in thirds. But when you have a free safety with range, like a good center fielder, he can go from side to side and make plays on the football as he did there.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
Certainly appeared to take away his first read, and by the time he tried to look elsewhere and find an open target, the coverage was too good. That one falls incomplete.
Rodgers with a give. It's Aaron Jones. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. 1:58 left to play till we hit halftime. Now, right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. Play action. Now it's Rodgers. He's going to launch this deep for Watson. Oh, wide open, complete. Touchdown, Packers. Christian Watson with his first career touchdown in his first career game, as his guys are able to extend their lead. Extra point up and good by Crosby, and it gives his guys a 12-point advantage. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive. In particular, if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ballgame.
Yeah, some guys, you know they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to look to hit a couple shorter passes, get a little momentum back that way.
But for the defense, that goal's not changing a bit. They want another pick.
You're exactly right about that. In fact, you've got to watch them a little bit, because in coverage, they may cut down their gaps a little bit, maybe their splits a little bit, in order to try and get to the ball even faster.
And they're going to get this speed on the 40 before it's taken down. First down there, they'll pick up the 24. Good strong 12 catch right there. And so far in this game,
the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
Open man, he's got him. And now the ball's out. Fumble near midfield. And the Packers pick it up. On the move past the 40. Always costly to cough up that football. These defenders, they become so adept, though, at jarring it free.
Yeah, it's amazing that there aren't more fumbles caused, because now, if you're an offensive player, you go through ball security drills every single day. It's really not out of line to think you should take the ball to bed with you and just hold on to it. But the bottom line is, no matter how much you try to protect it, these guys are pretty good at finding ways to knock it out.
Now after the fumble recovery, it's Rodgers. And his throw is incomplete.
These are the situations that really test the defense, those sudden changes. They're already inside field goal range to start the possession. Their goal now, keep it to a long kick, if indeed they end up trying one.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 as they line up, 2nd and 10. Here's Rodgers to throw. This one caught by Isabella.
And they're going to be set up now with a ball at the 13-yard line.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
This offense in midseason form here in the opener. It's 1st and 10.
To throw, it's Rodgers. Over the middle, and it's incomplete.
Well, they certainly did a nice job there, picking him up out of the backfield and then running stride for stride with him. That's good coverage, and it led to an incompletion.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Up the middle, Jones. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on 3rd down. Here's Rodgers. And it's a Packers touchdown. Aaron Rodgers, 3 first-half touchdown passes.
And the Packers are looking good here in the season opener as they're able to extend their lead. So a good start to the campaign so far for them here in week 1.
Yeah, all the things that you dreamed about in April and May and that you worked on in July and August, getting ready for this game, it's all coming together so far.
Crosby connects on the extra point, and that will make this a 19-point game.
Vikings 10. Mason Crosby to kick off for Green Bay.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away.
And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
Well, partner, they're not content to run this one out as we head towards the half, trying to hit a big chunk play right there and add to their score.
Now, this is a confident group. At the very least, they're thinking field goal.
Yeah, and I don't blame them one bit. I don't think you sit on the ball going into the half when you have a chance to put some more points on the board.
Play action now. Cousins. Packer pressure, and down he goes. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. Final play of the half. Cousins. Open man is Thielen. It's complete. And past the 35 before he's taken down. So we reach halftime here on opening weekend as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. We'll see if week one fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. And we will not have a run back here as the second half starts with a touchback. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They look up at the scoreboard facing that deficit. A three-score game, Charles, but look, there's plenty of time to go here. The old football cliche that comes to my mind is you can't get it all back at once. They probably need something, though, out of this drive, at least 3 points.
Are you trying to say that there's no three-score drive on that play sheet for any one of those coordinators? They just don't have it, right? You're trying to get it all back. You know you can't get it back in one drive, but maybe cut into it a little bit as you just suggested. Try and create a little bit of momentum, a little bit of a spark, and then maybe that'll carry over.
And the pressure too much that time as Cousins goes down. The sack cost him only a yard. It's 2nd and 11. Cousins. A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Throwing, Cousins. Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And the Packers are going to take possession of the football.
Well, I certainly think that we're seeing a big reason why this team is struggling to put points on the board so far, because too many of their drives have ended in turnovers already, and we still have almost a full half of football yet to play.
So after the INT, it's Rodgers. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Lewis Seen. And the Vikings are going to have it here at their own 15. It's still doing quite a bit here, several scores. But at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And look, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so this thing not done yet.
Brandon, this defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is the team that just threw that interception, they've got to be careful about developing a sense of complacency and thinking this game is over.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway.
I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. To throw, Cousins. And that is incomplete. Nearly intercepted. The free safety couldn't quite get his hands around it, and it brings up 3rd down.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Off the play fake, Cousins. Catch is made by Hockenson, the tight end. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. 5th catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a 1st down.
We often hear the phrase sure-handed tight ends, and he certainly fits into that category. Plus, he's got a quarterback who knows to look his way when they need a big pickup. And on this play, he finds him for the 1st down.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Here's Cousins.
And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it.
Another attempt, another incompletion, and when I look at the scoreboard and where we are in this game, it comes to mind that they have to start getting the ball in the hands of their playmakers. Throw it to the guys that maybe can take a short pass and turn it into a long gain or make people miss downfield. They've got to have points, and the guys who can put the ball in the end zone, they're the ones that need to touch the ball.
Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10.
One. Hey, no, easy.
Cousins to throw it. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
An attempt at a deep ball there. They didn't get it. But, boy, they're going to need a few of those to actually hit in order to get back into this game.
Good thing they do have a little bit of time here still left in the contest. Decent-sized deficit, but not one that they can't manage. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Throwing is Cousins. Got an open man finding Jefferson. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 41-yard line. Nearly 40 yards, 29 officially. With that grab, he now sits at 200 for his career, and maybe more importantly, a first down.
Hey, we're good. Wide. Yellow.
They'll throw again. Cousins. That is caught by Thielen. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. Now we've got movement up front, and I think this is going to be on Minnesota. A full start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. Now Cousins. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Darnell Savage. And the Packers are going to get the football back at their own 17. Well, field goals probably aren't going to cut it at this point. This was touchdown or bust, and unfortunately for them, it turned out to be bust.
Yeah, they're feeling like they've got to force the issue here. Maybe take some chances they wouldn't have earlier in the game. But give credit to this defense. They've really stood tall throughout, and they come up with the interception in the end zone.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway.
This offense returning out there, and really, you remember the last drive, Charles, it was over before it even began. They threw the interception on the very first play.
And what that means is for all these guys, it's been a while since they've been out there going full speed, so they've got to get everyone back out there, run a couple of your go-to plays, make sure you get your offense oiled up a little bit. They've got to be able to start fast, but they've got to be efficient as well.
Especially the quarterback.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the 3rd quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly at the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out.
Going deep downfield for Ross, and unable to connect, incomplete. I'll give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. Here's Pat O'Donnell now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the 3rd. juke there.
Not much fun for a guy trying to tackle him.
And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. 35 yards on the return. Picked up some good blocks as well. And the Vikings, they'll be set up well as they take over in great field position. 1st and 10.
To about the 26 here. All right, so they got that one, Charles, against the center.
And let's remember how difficult it is for the center, because remember, he's got to snap the ball to put the play in motion, and sometimes you got that big guy on your nose. You got sometimes where he's coming at you at an angle. It's a difficult job for him to snap the ball and then execute his block.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. Cousins. Now the Packers give him nowhere to go, and they bring him down. Kenny Clark in there to get him once again. That's 2 sacks for him now here on opening day. Well, this one from about 2 counties over after the sack. They come up on a 2nd and very long. Now a man open down the middle of the field, and they're going to move it down to inside the 25.
And that was yardage that they needed there after the sack on 1st down. They didn't get all of it back, but now they look at 3rd down as a manageable situation, one that they have a much better chance of picking up.
3rd and short yardage, Cousins. And it's caught in the end zone for the Viking touchdown by Justin Jefferson. 24-yard touchdown. And the Vikings get a bit closer.
Joseph connects on the extra point.
And they're able to cut this deficit down to 12.
Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. Nixon now from his end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
Offense ready to get their next drive underway. Their lead down to 2 scores after the touchdown a moment ago as they start with a 1st and 10. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Calling no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
That incompletion certainly makes this upcoming 3rd down a little bit more crucial. They need to find the right play to convert here and maybe start to tamp down a little bit of momentum. The other side is starting to gain.
Off the play fake to Jones. Here's Rodgers. Got a man, it's Ross, complete. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. The end result, 21 yards. So a good grab there. And here's a guy, he had to learn the offense quick, just picked up as a free agent earlier this week.
And usually there's a connection, isn't there? A past coach, someone from the front office who knew him from before and thought that he could help this team.
And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. That'll wind up a gain of 27 on the catch and run.
Altogether, a pretty shaky start to the year for this defense as they defend another 1st and 10.
Touchdown, Packers! 4 touchdown passes now for Aaron Rodgers.
And the Packers are able to extend their lead in the final seconds of this 3rd quarter.
That drive that really increased their cushion, Felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical. That's one of the words you've taught me. And they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the third quarter.
Not only pulling away, but you mentioned that slowly but surely. You also drain clock, too, with a drive like that. So you really give yourself an advantage.
Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. To throw is Cousins.
Throw left side, taken in by Jefferson.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
Cousins in step with Jefferson that time. First down, Vikings.
A give to Cook out of the gun.
And a pretty good burst there as he'll get this across midfield and down to the 46.
So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 46. This is caught inside the 15. Touchdown, Vikings. And the second touchdown was already again.
And the Vikings have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. Joseph connects on the extra point.
And they're able to cut this deficit down to 12.
Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. A short kick taken at the 18. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
Get their next drive underway. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 43. They fake the give. Now Rodgers. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. To try again after the sack. Rodgers. That's caught inside the 20.
And they're going to get this down inside the 20.
Frankly, I don't know that this defense knows what to do anymore. Just look at their body language out there. The passing game has absolutely been relentless throughout.
He'll find the throw complete.
Touchdown! Aaron Rodgers on fire, his 5th touchdown pass of the ball game.
And the Packers are closing in on a winning start to the year as they extend their 4th quarter lead.
Well, we know someone just added to his touchdown passing total, but all he did was get the ball out quickly to his tight end and let him take care of business the rest of the way.
Extra point try now for Crosby. Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. It's caught inside the 10, and he gets in. But no one was expecting a fake there, but they add 2 more onto their lead.
Mason Crosby to kick off for Green Bay.
Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And whatever promise they showed in the preseason has not translated into week 1 because they have not been particularly competitive here at home, no less. These fans just kind of beside themselves right now. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
There's no question that coming into this game, this defense is pretty vocal about its desire to take this running back out of his game. And all that pregame wolfing has turned into results.
On 2nd and 11 now. Cousins. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Darnell Savage. And the Packers are going to take possession of the football. With the points that we've seen scored, neither defense has been at their best, but these guys, they've been a little bit better, Charles, and a nice interception there.
Yeah, you're right about that, Brandon. Let's face it. It's not always how you start, it's how you finish, right? So maybe you have a rough game all the way along, but if you make a big play like that at the right time, it can make everything turn out just okay.
And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. 23 yards, the final tally.
Well, it may seem a little unorthodox to some people. Got the lead, 4th quarter, yet he's still firing away. I think he believes that's the best way to go ahead and win the game.
Yeah, a lot of coaches. And it's a Packers touchdown. Christian Watson making quite a splash with his 2nd touchdown in his NFL debut. And the Packers are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Crosby with the extra point, and that stretches the lead all the way up to 27.
Vikings 24. Mason Crosby to kick off for Green Bay.
Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
Working out of the gun, Cousins. And this is incomplete. Oh, it looked like he had a pretty good line on that one. That would have been a big play, but he could not pull it in.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
Desperation time. Cousins on 4th down. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the offense will recover, but it won't make much difference here. This will still be a turnover on downs. The Vikings unable to convert here on fourth. And the Packers are going to get the football back in excellent field position.
Coming up on the final 2.5 minutes. And boy, has it been fun to watch this offense operate. Quite the display, and now they look to polish it up.
And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. Now Crosby for the point after. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead.
The score, Packers 58, Vikings 24.
Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
Open man, he's got him, the tight end Hockenson. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair. First down, here's Cousins. He'll find Thielen working the middle.
And they're going to get this up to midfield.
Complete to Adam Thielen. It's a gain of 9. It brings up second and a yard at the 50-yard line.
Cousins now from the 50.
And he's got this to Jefferson.
And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 34-yard line. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue.
Well, I mean, look, obviously there's no 20 or 30-point play in that playbook, but they can try to end things here on a positive note despite trailing big, and that looks like what they're trying to do here by pushing the ball downfield.
Well, let me go with the heavy cliche then, partner. Just control what you can control right now.
And now here's another interception.
And the Packers are going to take over at their own 2-yard line. Well, they've got the huge lead. Now they have another interception on the defensive side. Seems like everything they touch in this one, Charles, turns to gold.
And they have to be awfully happy right there to get what appears to be one more for the road. It helps seal away one of their best efforts of the season.
They take a shot downfield there, but it winds up falling incomplete.
Partner, in the sportsmanship handbook, there's something to be said for calling the dogs off in a blowout. But these defenders, they also know this is the NFL, and it's their job to stop them, whether they're in the game or they're down by a handful of touchdowns.
Rodgers' throw brought in by Watson.
And able to get it across the 10 to the 15. That'll go for a gain of 13, helping big time to get away from that end zone. First down.
And the Packer first down.
Rodgers looking to throw. He's going to launch this deep for Watson. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down.
Well, they're up comfortably here, Charles, but that lead certainly not dissuading them from pressing the envelope late. I mean, if anything, with these passes, it's like they're getting more aggressive to try to drive the ball downfield.
And that will certainly let...
And Rodgers intercepted a third time.
And the Vikings are going to take possession of the football. A few things better than a big man interception. You can always tell right when they get the football, there's that level of excitement and nervousness, and also like, what the heck do I do with this thing?
And you say, no better sight, well, not for the quarterback to just throw it. It's bad enough to throw a pick, but to throw one to the big guy, But you're right about that. Now what do I do with it? But what's fun about it is you know they're going to be in the film room after this ball game telling all their teammates, maybe I should shift over to offense. I've got skills. What do you think?
Oh, absolutely. I always find myself cheering for them after they intercept it. Unfortunately here, he couldn't make it into the end zone.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it could turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
Now a second down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Another throw there off the mark, and obviously he's battled all of the interceptions. Things just haven't been true to form for him. I don't know. What do you think's going on out there, CD?
That's a great question, and my suspicion is he's been coached really well to not show that he's having a problem.
And that is caught. Well, they're going to see this one to the end. They get a score, but pretty much an exercise in futility right now. Still down big.
Well, this opening game has certainly not gone their way to this point, but, yeah, that touchdown, maybe a glimmer of hope for the long season ahead.
And no one in this league likes to talk about moral victories. No one likes to really just say, okay, well, maybe something went right. But you're exactly right about that. A little glimmer there. Maybe they can carry it over moving forward.
Joseph connects on the extra point.
And the lead drops from 34 down to 27.
Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown.
Fields the squib kick right around the 30.
Well, this was not just the open.
Yeah. You're in the